Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another video of reselling history. And today I got a little bit of different video for you. I actually was invited to somebody's house to pick all of their hoarding of items, and this lady in particular, this was her parents' house, and both her parents are passed away, and she had just so much stuff for me to pick, and she wanted to get rid of a lot of it. She actually said she was overwhelmed by a lot, so I was hoping that means I would get a good deal on a lot of stuff, but to be continued on that. But anyways, she had a lot of glassware. As you can see, she had some vintage toys too, and I got to go through a lot of boxes, and it was a lot of fun. So as you can see, a lot of toys so far, and nothing super valuable, but this airplane I did end up buying, and I'll show you towards the end of the video. I noticed that some model airplanes can have some pretty decent value, so I did put that aside. And a lot of this stuff, like, it came out in the 80s and 90s, and as a lot of you probably know, anything from the 1980s and 90s, there's just so much of it. So a lot of these toys, they're pretty common. They're not really worth a lot. There were some older toys that I did come across in the video that you'll see. Right here, you got some Tootsie toys. Those are probably from like the 70s or so, maybe the 60s. Pretty nice little toy battleships. Not worth a whole lot of money, but anything cool like that I like to pick up. This next box here, looks like it had a lot of
watches in here, like
old digital watches, and like these were like Jurassic Park movie, like advertising watches. I believe they're from Burger King. They came with like kids meals.
Burger King.
You have a Nightmare Before Christmas, and I think I did pick up a couple of these. They don't really have a lot of value, but I did throw them in the box. And right here, plenty of Hot Wheels, and the only thing I know about Hot Wheels is to look for red lines, and there were no red lines in here. These were all from like the 90s, early 2000s era. And when it comes to that era of Hot Wheels, I do not know what to look for. So if you guys can give me any advice, please drop a comment down below, so in the future I can pick out some of these if there's any valuable ones.
Yeah, there should be a slew of them. Loose somewhere, I think. When he got hired,
so she didn't just have toys. Like I said, there was a lot of glassware also, and just some collectibles and stuff. Now there was a ton of glassware, and that's something I'm still really learning about. I don't really know what to look for. I have sold some old vases in the past, but what I usually look for is like anything older than the 1950s era.
That was like early
valuable.
2000. Was that
And
like
she
2000,
had a lot
2001 maybe?
of Chinese type of glassware and
then they bought
antiquities.
PayPal.
That's another thing that I'm very limited knowledge about. I'm sure some of you watching might know a little more than me, but let me know in the comments, you guys, if I'm passing over anything that I maybe should have picked up. And she had plenty of boxes here. I did look through generally every box in the garage, and yeah, just so many boxes to look through.
Yeah. What's your rarest Barbie doll? Do you have anything that stands out that's just like worth like hundreds?
The original that came with different wigs. I have an original Barbie, the bubble cut with their nails painted. I paid $80, but then I have an old one.
So here's some more of those like Chinese antiquities that I was talking about. I looked those up. I did a Google image search. Not really worth a whole lot, but at this point I was making a little pile of things that I wanted to buy, and she said she would price them out. And this is where I became a little disappointed, because she told me that she wanted to get rid of a lot of this stuff, and she was very overwhelmed, and she wanted to give me a good price too. So as I was putting everything in the box, she was taking photos of everything and looking up the individual value of everything that I set aside on that box right there on that table. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, because I was under the impression that it was just going to be like, put everything in a box and I'll just throw it a price and we can negotiate something. But she was trying to get top dollar for a lot of this stuff that really is not, you know, it's not hot sellers. A lot of this stuff, it's not really worth a whole lot. And some of it was in pretty beat up condition. Some of the old toys that I got that I'll show you at the end of the video. So yeah, that was a little disappointing to me. I don't know if, have you guys ever experienced something like that? What do you do in that situation? Because at this point I was kind of like all in, and I was like, well, I'm here, I might as well keep putting things aside. And I felt like I had to continue, because it was at least a good, fun experience searching through somebody else's treasure. And now we're in the Coca-Cola room, and this was her mother's collection. And a lot of this stuff, it's not really worth much. It's from the 1990s and newer, and there's just so much of this in circulation. So I think I only picked up one or two small items from here, and I passed on the rest of it. It's not really my thing. I look for the older Coca-Cola type of collectibles. And this was one of the many tables of glassware she had. She was asking full price for a lot of the stuff. She was taking Google image searches and trying to get the full amount of what people are asking, not for what they're selling. And that's, you know, I'm not really into that. I did have to explain to her that, hey, you know, I'm reselling a lot of this stuff. I can't pay that full price. So we did negotiate a price in the end. Hey everybody, so we're back now from that pick, and I did buy 2 boxes full of items, and I wanted to share that with you guys here really quick. So here is everything I purchased from her house, and in all honesty, I think I overpaid for everything. I offered $200 for everything you see here, and that was like my max, and she wouldn't take anything less than $240. So I just went ahead and I purchased it for $240. I wasn't gonna let $40 you know, stop me from buying all of this. Now let me show you some of the items I bought, and here's the issue with a lot of these is they're in pretty horrible condition. Like this is a Marx toy from the 1920s or 30s, and in good condition this is like a $200 toy. Unfortunately, it's not going to be worth much. And then we have some other, we have like this Tonka right here, missing the windshields. We have another Tonka truck, pretty beat up. We just have some random little throw-ins like these yo-yos, and this is a Buddy L Colt. Now if this was in good condition, this is easily a $100 toy also, but it looks like it's been like repainted, so I don't know. We might be able to get about $40 for that. Did buy this lighter and just some other random throw-ins that I liked, like this old traveling clock right here. This is a West Clocks, pretty clean looking. I did get a couple of weighted sterling candles, and in all honesty, they're not really worth selling as they are. I usually just take all the sterling off and I scrap it, add it to the scrap bunch, and I'll probably have to show you guys how to do that if you don't know. I did pick up this nice purse. This is a designer purse. It's made by Lesco, and I believe it's made out of like crocodile leather. It's probably a $40 or $50 purse. There are also, I didn't buy hardly any glassware because I just don't know a lot about it, but I do like these little paperweights that I bought. I do know that they can go for some good money sometimes. I bought 2 of those paperweights. We also got this pocket watch here. This is a battery powered watch. I've sold those before. So, you know, not a whole lot of value here, but it should add up in the end. And let's show you the other box. Now, I did throw a lot of toys in here. They're not, like with the other toys, they're not really in the best condition. This is a Buddy L, but this is made in Japan. So this is one of the good finds right here. I do know that these plain kits, these die cast kits, can sell for some good money, and I did find this one. It sold for, I think it was like $120 or best offer. They took an offer, so that's a nice find right there. We have some toy tractors, some more Tonkas, pretty horrible condition, some Tootsie Toy battleships, another die cast. This is not worth a lot, this truck. Another Tonka milk truck. And down here I did buy a few of these watches, so let's see. There's the Lion King watch and Nightmare Before Christmas watch. These aren't worth a lot of money. I do think these were like Burger King toys. Came with Happy Meals. And this is, I think this is made by Swatch, this M&M watch, so that might be worth a little more. But yeah, just a lot of little toys, nothing crazy. You got the Domino's advertising Noid figure, but it looks like the packaging has been opened. You have, I do have the engine for this too, not just the trailer. And I did find this online. This can go up there too, maybe like $40 or $50. And let me show you, in my opinion, the best find. So we got 2 things here. We have a BB gun and we have a rifle barrel. Now the BB gun's not worth a whole lot. It's probably like a $25 BB gun. It's a Daisy Red Ryder. I do have the box for it. Not in the best cosmetic condition, but it does work. I did test it out. And then the barrel is a Winchester. It's a model 370 12 gauge barrel. And I know the length usually determines how valuable these could be. And I think this one is like a 28 inch. I'll have to measure it, but this is a nice barrel. It's probably like a $75, maybe $100 barrel. Anytime you come across gun parts, always pick them up, because there's always a market for gun parts. There's probably some guy at home who needs one of those barrels. So yeah, this is everything I bought for $240. Like I said, I did overpay. I think in the end I'll probably make about $100 or so. I don't know if I'll be heading back there, just because like I said earlier, her prices were kind of expensive, and it was kind of confusing how she wanted to get rid of everything, but she had to look up the prices individually for everything. And she liked holding on to the expensive stuff as well. So that's it for the video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that picking and all the items I got. If you have any comments, please drop a comment down below. Like, and please subscribe to my channel. Peace, everybody.